All right, guys, welcome back. Now, let's get into the two campaigns and see who has what to offer, especially us. When Obama was running against Hillary Clinton, he really didn't have the Latino support. Hillary Clinton had the support. A lot of people were skeptical about whether Latinos were going to go ahead and support Obama once he won the nomination for the Democratic Party. But he's getting support amongst Latinos. What does he have to offer Latinos? And what does McCain have to offer Latinos, for that matter?
I mean, with Obama, what happened was a lot had to do with name recognition.
Right.
And once he started getting name recognition, California is a perfect example. Hillary Clinton was winning 3-1 on the votes 6 weeks prior to the primary. The day of the primary, he closed that gap 2-1. So it was a matter of getting the message out, saying, but that was increasingly among young Latinos. It was very, very different for a generational, for folks
What
over
does
60.
Obama have to offer for you as a Latino?
Well, you know, Obama, to me, is a product of the civil rights movement that us as Latinos, as Chicanos, Mexicanos, were proud of. This is going back to the 60s. You know, this is what Cesar Chavez marched for. This is what we strive to accomplish. You know, we have someone of mixed nationality from humble beginnings, went to community college, Columbia, Harvard. You know, that, to me, tells a tale that mirrors mine, or, you know, the American dream. You know, and I think we fought for it. Now we have to bring it to completion.
Now, what does McCain have to offer for Latinos and the population in general that maybe the younger generation isn't getting a hold of?
Well, unfortunately, I think being a conservative and a Republican, I think that the party is guilty of a series of missteps that have caused a lot of faith just to be lost in what they're doing. So at this point, I mean, I do believe in the free market. I do think that the economy will rebound under a free enterprise system, okay? And that in and of itself will create jobs and better Latinos and everybody else. But they've had a series of missteps.
Yeah, no, and I think what McCain has done beautifully is that he recognizes he doesn't need all Latinos. He just needs to basically divide and conquer. Folks were scratching their head and saying, why is McCain down in Colombia, South America, in the middle of July? Well, there's 200,000 votes in Florida that are Colombian. He was the first one that went and said, you know what, after 10 years that we're not paying attention to Latin America, I'm going to re-engage with Latin America and talk about trade and talk about issues that my parents care about. I may not be removed, but my parents care about it, and that is a brilliant move on his part.
What's really coming to a head right now is that the country in general, there's a tension between people who are understanding that Latinos are a major portion of American culture now, and there's also a part of the segment of the population that is tense about that they think that we're kind of like stealing American culture as opposed to adding to it. What?
I mean, I think there's probably time to state that, you know, right now, you know, going to the immigration issue and ways to resolve it, and in terms of, you know, our patriotism being questioned, I'll give you an important fact that I was given, that 41,000 you know, active military people are Latinos that are residents, not even citizens, and they're risking life and limb to earn that right, you know, and that ties into the DREAM Act, you know, which would give citizenship if someone, you know, pursues higher education or military service, you know. So to say that we're not patriotic when this country's built on the backs of our ancestors, of our padres, of our abuelos, you know, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
As a Cuban American, a lot of them are concerned in Miami that Obama wants to open up talks with Raul Castro. I'm going to inject my own opinion. I want him to have talks with Cuba. I want us to progress. So there, he's pouncing on that. McCain wants to hold on to the embargo. We're going to have a studio audience question now. Let's have a studio audience question.
Hi.
It's Malverde.
Hi, I'm Romeo from Compton. And what I wanted to say was, do you think there's a big difference between older and younger generations of Latinos when it comes to voting, especially when it comes to voting for an African-American candidate?
Definitely so. I think, you know, there's a lot of misconceptions and a lot of false ignorance and stuff. But I think us as a newer generation, I mean, we're very much open to a global culture in terms of what's important now, you know what I mean, and who represents those important issues that affect us. So in terms of him being of mixed race, I mean, us as Mexicanos are mezclados, you know what I mean? So I think we have to really look at who really is going to bring about a change, you know, and I think one thing that really sticks to me is that McCain voted with Bush 90% of the time, and at the DNC, you know, the phrase that stuck to me is, do you want 10% chance of change or someone that stuck with McCain? You know, McCain sticking with Bush 90% of the time, so I think that's kind of telling in terms of where we're heading, and obviously we're in a critical time right now, you know?
Beautiful, awesome. So we're going to take one more commercial break, and we're going to come back. Stick around because there's more to come.